Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's Disease Warrior. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good for Thursday. Today I had my follow-up with my ENT for the infections I've been getting on in this ear. And I do have a hole in the eardrum. I will explain why I do have a hole in that eardrum. But that's what the infections are being caused from, is the hole in the eardrum with the hearing aid. Because what happens is first it starts with just fluid drainage coming out of that hole, and then it becomes infected. And then it just gets really bad, and especially like in loud situations, like at my niece's wedding a few weeks ago, a few months ago. I'm sorry. Literally, the music wasn't even that loud, and the goop was just coming out because the fluid built up so bad behind in that middle ear. It was awful. The wedding was great, but that was awful. So that infection is gone away. It's totally gone right now. It took almost 2 months for it to finally go away. And we are going to do surgery next month to fix that hole. They're going to do a graft and fix the hole in my eardrum. Because I've had that hole for a while. And what happened is how I got that hole was the doctor I was seeing before been seeing Dr. Chari. He put a tube in there for drainage, and he was a long-term tube, and he said, "Oh yeah, it could stay in there, it could stay in there." Every time he saw it, "Oh, it looked good, it looked good." And then when I saw Dr. Chari, she looked at it and went, "That don't look too good." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean? It's a long-term tube." She's like, "It's sunk into your eardrum. That should have been replaced a while ago." And I went, "Uh-oh." She goes, "I'll pull it out, and we'll see if it'll heal on its own. And if it doesn't, then we talked about the graft." That was like, God, almost 2 years ago. That was before I had, sac decompression surgery in this ear and a cochlear implant on this side. So it never healed on its own. And then when I got the hearing aids and stuff like that, that started becoming more and more infected. So that's gone. We're going to do surgery in January to repair that hole, and hopefully the infections will be gone. She said I could lose some more hearing, but I'm like, I've got a hearing aid in that ear. Worst thing is I can do another cochlear implant, I guess, and I can be bicochlear. But, so things are looking good. And to tell you the truth, and I know I see a lot of people with posts saying, their lives are miserable and all this stuff. And I get it, because mine was miserable, especially when I first got diagnosed with Meniere's. Or even before I got diagnosed. Yeah, I was miserable, But if you keep hanging in there, right, you look for that solution. You look for that thing, If medicines and things like that aren't working for you, then surgery is probably a very good option. Okay? But surgery should be like a last resort type of thing, not, the first thing you do. So, I know some doctors, that's the first thing they do, but the surgery should always be a last option. But there are things there that can help you, and that's what I'm talking about. Somebody did post, "Yeah, I've been lying around on my bed and I can't move much because I start getting dizzy and vertigo." So I really just either watch TV or read, and I found this publication, I forget what it is, National Institute of Health. It's a government thing, website.gov. Some of you may know what it is. I'll see if I can add it in the comments. And the person found, I don't know, 312 things to read, and I think books and stuff. They have books on there that you can read, and that's very good, because that person's actually doing something. They're actually researching. They're actually helping themselves. And sometimes you have to help yourself. Nobody's going to give you magic. There's no magic fix. Nobody can magically fix you. And no matter how many times you ask for advice or ask for stuff on Facebook, there's only so much people can do. Okay? I mean, there is a lot of good information out there, but you got to research it. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, believe it or not. Um, some people don't believe it. Some people don't want to believe it. I don't know. Some people think it's garbage. I particularly don't believe in a burnout stage, but I do believe it does get easier with time. And once you learn your triggers and once you learn how to handle those triggers and find your medications that work and supplements that work or even surgeries, you can function. You can have a good life. Okay, and like I said, I was in that situation years ago, and look at me now. If you want to look at something, look at me now. I'm hearing better. The vertigo is stopped. Sure, the tinnitus is still there. Sometimes the fullness is there in the left ear. Sometimes I'm very, very dizzy. Yesterday was one of those days, but that was more about stress, and I'm not going to discuss that. Why I was stressed out. That was more of stress. Tomorrow's going to be a real bad storm here with 50-mile-an-hour winds, so I'm already planning on hunkering down and doing nothing because I'm probably not going to feel good. So yeah, I have my bad days, but the good days now outweigh the bad. And on that note, I'll talk to y'all later. So I'll keep you updated on fixing the hole in my eardrum. And so far, the infection is gone. And I'm a happy camper. And I will talk to you later.